Should we end everything?
Yes.
Just walk out.
Somewhere.
No, you're
I got my
fine.
head there.
Well, that'll be your back. You're welcome to come if you want to be
Oh,
on the side or the front.
it's
with
not a
us,
problem. I just
or-
didn't want recording wise whether anybody
Yeah,
could deal
come
with
on up and join
the
us.
back of my head. They're like, well, there's the
Yeah.
forestry.
Yeah. Will you pass this for Ryan's
Yeah.
right there? He comes with
Thank you.
treats.
We appreciate it.
What a way to greet a crowd. Good deal. And we will, how about we do this if we can? We start meeting, we're gonna let Harold speak. We also need to take our quick Tree City USA picture. And then, cause he has somewhere to be today, so. And then we'll peanut butter and chocolate it up and finish our meeting on time.
There you
So, but if I can call us to order, we are at 4:31, so, we'll just go ahead and call us to order, and then if y'all don't mind, if we can kind of skip business ahead and let Harold do his part. Everyone's okay with that?
Let's do that.
Excellent. And everyone knows Harold, correct? Have y'all all met? Okay, good deal.
I think so. The faces look familiar, but I wasn't for sure if everybody. But I know I was with you. We looked at the tree. I think.
Skylar, yep.
Yeah.
I've seen you at the Arbor Day stuff, I think, a couple of times at least.
Okay. I don't know how many. I didn't know how many board members, but I've got several of the Tree City USA publications, and also because Krista said there may be some new folks on the board and maybe aren't as familiar with Tree City USA.
So, well, they've not really had like a, three of them have not had like an official anything for Tree City USA. And
Okay.
next year we're gonna have several new ones.
Okay. Well, I've also got a handout here about things that you can put towards your $2 per capita. That is one of the things that everybody gets a little bit nervous about when you're talking about 58,000 people in a city. You're like, you mean we got to put $2 per person? And yes, you do, but it can all be in kind. There's 25 different bullets here that tells you what all you can put towards that. So, and you all make it every year, so it's not a big deal. But there are 4 basic things that you have to have. You have to have a tree board. You have to have a tree ordinance. You have to have the $2 per capita, at a minimum of $2 per capita spent on tree care and maintenance and that type of thing. And then you have to have an Arbor Day. And those are your 4 requirements that you have to have. So, the ordinance thing is, we're still looking at the ordinance thing with the Arbor Day Foundation, because they've proposed a few things that the states were not ready to do. They were trying to fit everybody in the same box, and it's hard to fit 50 states in the same box in an ordinance. So we're working towards it, and we're trying to get something that's more simplified, more inclusive versus exclusive. And so I think what's going to come up is going to be a whole lot better in the end. So that's,
Do you mean Arbor Day's reviewing right now?
Yes.
Just to get a little more clear.
yes,
Okay.
I'm on the Arbor Day Foundation's liaison committee for our Southern Group of State Foresters, the Urban and Community Forestry Group. And so I've been at their meetings. We've kind of been meeting quarterly, and we've just lost the head of the Arbor Day Foundation she was in charge of Tree City USA, and now she's going to American Forest.
Oh,
So I'm not sure who they're going to get, but
Okay.
she's got us up to date from early May. We had a meeting on May 2nd, or May 1st. We had our meeting, and we talked about it. And I think we're going to come up with something really good when it comes to making it more simplistic, instead of, they have one proposal where you had 15 boxes you could check, and that all sounds good, but when you've got folks who might be 70 years old, in your small community trying to fill out this paperwork online, it makes it kind of tough.
Yeah.
So we're trying to make it more simplistic, not worse. So, but that's kind of where we are. And if you have any questions, your Tree City USA publication spells out those 4 requirements too. So if anybody has anything specific, let me know. But I just kind of wanted to tell you a little bit about Tree City USA.
I do have a quick question in regards to the city's requirement to meet $2 per capita requirement. And they enumerate a ton of ways that we can do that. Does it have to be city property, or can, say, a public university within the city, so say UCA or any of our other public universities, if they are doing any of these things, do those expenses count towards it?
It's basically your public, for your public trees, all your public trees that within the city could, count towards that. So I don't know specifically hopefully we'll get a tree campus higher education, and with that
We're
happens,
back on that.
they'll be able to count towards theirs. And it's a $3 per capita. It's a what is it? A suggestion. It's not a requirement for free campus higher education to do $3, but they can put their expenses. So I guess to answer your question, I think you're looking at two different silos because
they're privately,
Yes.
not private, but state funded,
Right.
private property,
Right.
as opposed
Okay.
to we're public.
yeah, I mean this
But we're
this counts
working on
for
it.
all your
Yes,
leaf
we'll talk to
pickup
you.
and everything that happens throughout the city. Mm-hmm.
Oh, what about for expenses that Conway Corp makes to do like we handle all the city-owned utilities, but we're not the city. What about our expenses to like hire contractors to go around and trim trees
That's-
around?
That can be in there. We've got some tree cities that probably wouldn't be tree cities. They wouldn't be able to make it if they wasn't for the public utilities that they could put toward.
And there's not like any one line item we're gonna see on our city budget that says 4 trees, here's your $2. But to your point, it hangs out in Conway Court, physical plant, streets, water maintenance, so that's kind of how you get all of that $2 per capita.
Right. And that's why we always try to get, alleviate fears from people because they're like, we gotta come up with $100 and some $1,000.
Right.
Well, no, you've already done it. You just have to capture it.
Sure.
And you all have done a good job doing it, so it's not gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
But yeah, Krista had said something to me about, we had some folks who maybe hadn't been exposed yet to Tree City USA and the requirements and things.
And I think there's that, and then also, so you hit on how do local universities impact, there are different programs through Tree City USA, which is the education campuses, there's higher ed and then pre-K through K through 12. So we've been in discussions with UCA multiple times. Kevin Carter's now ready to go back to it, and I think we've got support for that. And then, there is also Tree Line USA that works for municipalities, and those are some things like Conway Corp could get involved in those programs too, and I'm sure there's some different requirements, but I'm sure y'all satisfy
But yeah,
with
we
those.
we could talk to you all about those if you're interested. Right now, the only one is Carroll Electric up in Berryville right now. It's the only one we've had
Y'all
for a
would be
long
the
time.
second in the state, just FYI, I'm just saying. Be first, we can't be second.
I know that UCA is a public university, and so I wasn't sure if it counted, and I know that they've got a nature reserve that's open to the public, and I know UCA pays to have insurance on their trees. And I'd
didn't know
imagine
that. That's
that's
cool.
not, every single tree on campus has to be insured, and I know a lot of them are oaks, and with oaks' propensity of dropping branches, I know that can't be cheap, and so I was
Right.
like, we could hit that pretty quickly.
Right.
But no, good to know.
It's a separate, it's public property, but it's not city public
But,
property.
I mean, if we could do a separate but still adjacent university.
That's what you were saying,
program
there's a
would be
program for
great,
that,
yeah.
right?
Right.
Trying to get it on,
Yeah, Tree Campus Higher Education is, there's about 6 programs now. There's the tree,
Canopy.
there's medical, there's the hospitals, there's K through 12, there's Tree Line USA, there's Tree Cities of the World, and then there's the
There's Canopy, is it Canopy or Community Canopy or something like that?
I'm not sure. I know there's 6. When you go to look up Arbor Day Foundation's website, they've got all 6 of them listed down below there. But yeah, if anybody has any more questions,
So if we wanna introduce some of the other programs, what's the best way to go about doing that?
If you want,
Like if we wanted Conway Corp to maybe consider being Treeline USA, what are kind of the next step? I wasn't on the
well,
beginning stages. Of
yeah, we
Treeline
we could talk to them and just tell them what the program entails. Basically, one of the things that they want your training documented, and they want it put in there for your application. So anything, tree care related or anything like that, any kind of training that you do that way, they're not as, it's bad to say, but like if it's just a general safety thing, they're not looking for that. They're looking for their tree care and pruning and that kind of workshop type stuff. So that's kind of where we're at on that.
Makes sense.
But yeah, I mean, I think you can look on the Arbor Day Foundation's website and you can look at Treeline USA, and it tells you, just like with Tree City USA, it tells you the requirements. But I'd be glad to talk to you more about it. There is a fee for Treeline USA. I think it's $75 a year that the companies actually pay towards it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So other than that, the others, I mean, Tree City is free, but So I think
Are they working on changing the ordinance requirements? I know Chris and I talked a little bit about that.
Well, that's what I was talking about, the meeting that we're having as a liaison. We're trying to get with communities and work on ordinances to try to beef them up a little bit if we can. But knowing that it's a volunteer program, you can't make anybody change to a point. So what we're hoping to do is, again, be more inclusive and be able to put some good ordinances out there. And one of the biggest things that one of our folks in Oklahoma he was adamant, he's retired now, but he was adamant that, no Tree City should be left behind because they don't now meet the requirements. For instance, Eureka Springs is one of our oldest ones. They're 41 years. Well, there was a time when they went through the ordinances, they didn't meet the ordinance anymore. We're like, wait a minute, you can't throw somebody out that's been there 41 years. So we really had to go round and round with Arbor Day Foundation, but I think we've come up to a good understanding with them, where they understand that, hey, we're not just gonna roll over and let you do what you need to do. We're gonna try to work together, and they have been. They've been working with us, so we're good. But there'll be more to come. There may be suggestions. The biggest thing is one of the things that they put on a survey that we had to take. They wanted to say, well, where do you want this to implement? Well, most all of us chose 2027, because if you have to go before city council and you have to do this and this, it takes a long time to get an ordinance passed. So we're really, all of us are pushing for the outside end of things.
Gotcha.
So the thing we were talking about where we had to change the name of the board technically isn't important anymore, or you remember us talking about that?
Well, that was more our desire, not theirs.
Oh, okay.
They were
I
talking
thought that
about
was an Arbor Day thing. Never mind.
No, that was more so, I think, an understanding of who specifically manages trees was the
Right.
concern in the beginning. But
right.
it sounds like now, because we've got 3 different departments that do that,
Right.
right? So.
Yeah, the one thing that we really pushed, we said, hey, we need to have some basics. Who is in charge of taking care of the public trees? That's basically what you need to have in your ordinance, so that there's some accountability there that, somebody is taking care of the public trees.
Right.
And they want to see that in there.
Okay.
And, I think there's some things, I looked at your alls, and I think there's some things that anybody can improve, and we'll work towards, helping wherever we can for that.
Right. Okay. Any other questions for Harold? Comments, questions?
Thanks for coming out.
Yeah.
It's good seeing you.
Sure,
But
good
it's
seeing you.
An Arbor Day first Saturday in November, and we've got
Okay.
$2,000 to spend on trees to give away, so we hope to be very busy.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
good. So y'all gonna do potting again?
Yes, I'm gonna reach
okay.
out to BMS and see kind of
Okay.
what's the best deal we can get for the money.
Right.
Maybe vary up some sizes and-
Sure.
and do that, so.
I guess, did you know that, Bull Run is out? He went out of business, not Bull Run, Custom Landscape and Nursery is out of business.
Oh, wow, okay.
So,
Didn't know that.
Donna's gonna get a lot of business, cause she's gonna be the closest one around for
Yep.
a ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be reaching out to her. like,
Yeah.
after.
Yeah, I think he closed up shop by mid-April, he was done.
Okay, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Okay. Are there any supply shortages anticipated again this year?
I don't know. That's gonna be the thing, cause no one really knows what is gonna happen there, because when you lose one whole one whole nursery, I don't know exactly
Yeah.
how it's gonna be.
Interesting.
Did the Freoldenhoven greenhouses here in Conway have any deal with trees much at all? 'Cause I know they
No,
also
they
have
did
gone
not.
out of business this year.
I think Crystal
Oh,
was
they did?
telling
I
me
didn't know
about
that either.
Yeah.
Yeah, which they're gonna keep the teaching garden there for a while, but until it sells, but I don't know as much, I think they're smaller plants, I don't
Yeah.
know if they have trees, and
Yeah,
it's
trees,
smaller,
yeah.
could be wrong though.
Yeah, Donna's probably one of the closest ones to you all now, Donna Bemis.
They work with us really well.
Yeah, she's golden. She's really good.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, awesome, well, if we don't have more questions, I know we need to take our picture today, so we did get awarded our 18th year
Yes.
as Tree City USA, da.
Yeah.
And we got
Yay.
a growth award for our 4th year, so that just shows that on top of what we're supposed to be doing, we continue to advance and do
Right.
other.
And on your even years, you get a flag.
Nice.
Oh, snaps.
Yeah. Odd years, you just get your stickers, but if you're an even year, you get your flag.
Nice.
Okay. So
many
we can put your flag
Another
out.
flag.
We could fly flags all over town.
There you go.
Yeah.
And then, of course, here's your maple leaf that goes on your plaque.
Okay, perfect.
And this is
Where
your,
is that, just out of
This is your
I
curiosity?
think it's at the extension office. Give
Okay.
this to her.
and this is your growth award.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
So we can get a picture and, hold up some of this stuff if you want. and-
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
Maybe
I know
hold
we're
your ears
recording it
up
on
and your-
TV, but do we
and
wanna
your
go take a
flag.
quick picture,
Wherever y'all want to.
wherever y'all want?
Do we have adjacent trees that
There
we
are
could
no
stand
trees
in front of?
inside, so we've got the beautiful mural right outside if we wanted to do that.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Or just
I was thinking
across
about
the
that
street,
one.
there is a tree in a parking lot. I mean, there are multiple trees.
Does it say
But
Conway
we are
on it
still in a
anywhere?
meeting, so we can't
The
run too far.
mural on the
City
city
Hall.
attorney's office says Conway.
Okay.
It says we love Conway or something.
Well, that'd be cool.
It's brand new.
That would be fine. They
Sounds good.
usually like, with the city's,
Sure.
markings, somewhere.
Let's do it.
A little field trip.
Can we do that now?
We'll be back.
Okay.
Like, if anyone is watching,
So,
We'll be back.
let's try not trip over my own
and
feet.
then we'll talk about.
So do we stop the video now and then we start
No, we'll
again?
just-
No, we'll just leave it
Okay.
rolling. We'll just,
So that way we don't run the risk of ending a YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
But, Tracy, you can have these if you want them. I don't know if y'all would want these extras or not. I don't
oh,
know.
you're not either way.
Okay.
Welcome to
Okay,
use them all.
all right.
Ooh.
Yes. Well, all right.
All right, so right in here, okay.
Good to go.
All righty.
Sir, appreciate you. Always good to see
All right.
you.
Y'all take it easy.
Good seeing you. Take
Good
care.
seeing you. Good to see you. Thank you. All right.
And we're back. We're back, y'all. Welcome to grab some chocolate peanut butter.
Officially returned to the space.
Yeah.
Pictures to show up online on our Facebook page later. And I guess our Instagram, I think we have an Instagram. I don't know. I'm one of those, I'm starting to realize I'm old because I don't keep up with all the new social media stuff. I don't have a TikTok, I don't want one.
Can you send a copy of the picture to me or Bob?
Yep.
TikTok is where I do live. I've not made a TikTok.
Yeah, that's too much.
This is where I chose to be on. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm good.
Thank you again.
Please eat it, take
All
some.
my favorite memes are like 10, 15 years old.
I'll have.
Give it to kids.
Oh, I adore TikTok. There's so many fantastic like gardening and farming videos and how-to things.
I just watch YouTube. Anyway,
There.
they know everything about me already. Google
There is
does.
so many. All right, guys, thanks for that little interlude, and we're back. All right, so if I can back us up for just a second, then I do want to talk about attendance reports and board members. Yep, I'm sure y'all all know by now. I feel like I'm not singing forever since we worked together in April. But, excuse me. So a couple of things. So Shani and Amy are no longer on the board, right? So that puts us at 6 active board members right now. That also leaves us without a secretary. So for the most part, I do most of it. But if anybody would like to help be secretary, I will not turn you down. Just putting that out there. Not Ryan.
You can put it on your resume. Really good resume builder.
I want you to be lucky. Okay, think about it. Let me know. Right now, I've got it. We're good. Okay, if that's allowable. I don't know. Okay, all right.
How long do we have you for?
So that is an interesting segue. So just till the end of the year. And so I was thinking as we go ahead, so we're not together again until August. And I didn't know if someone else would like to practice leading a meeting. Because next year, one of you will be leading a meeting, not you.
No, not me.
Hello. So whoever would like to
Paper,
kind
scissors,
of
apparently.
like that, or I can like
Draw
copy y'all
straws.
on communications, things like
So-
that.
When is the city approving new board members?
October?
Okay, October. Okay, good.
Yeah. And so.
I know it happened later this year, so I was.
Yeah.
Because with the changes, are we now technically 1 short, or was the goal to get to 5? I couldn't remember if it was 5 or 7 was like the actual goal.
7 is what
7.
we wanted,
Okay.
and we'll always reevaluate.
So like technically right now we are 1 short.
Right, so the ordinance is gonna change, we are
Yes,
definitely
the
going
ordinance is
to
gonna
7.
change.
Okay,
That's something that we're working on.
so
right
that was
now.
my question, 'cause if we're down 3, I'd like to get board members now. If we're gonna be at 7,
Yeah.
cause that's a concern, is how will you accomplish things, cause we know, it takes a minute to vote everyone in, so probably, I think February was y'all's first official, voted in as a member, so just how do you bridge that gap in between, so someone, take notes, pay attention if you would like to lead a meeting, plan a meeting.
So August and September, we need to start advertising that we have a spot open.
So I was going to say, at
Or
May
actually be
Master
several spots
Gardener
open.
Sale, May 11th, to just start talking about, that's part of the material, and I don't wanna
That's a really
jump
good
too
point.
far ahead,
Yeah, yeah.
but the board recruitment starts
So we need
So anyone that
4
you
new
see.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only 4. Yeah.
That's minimum.
And when we roll over in January, it's prime tree time, so you got January to the end of March, April, and then hands down and then pick back up. And so whatever, just do think about your needs specifically, which I hope not to abandon ship. I will still come to meetings and help out. There are some things that I'd like to see through, but think about what y'all will need
Like
to
your bricks.
bridge. Like the bricks. We have to get those in the ground. It's gonna happen.
We'll still donate trees and I'll
Yeah.
be around. I'll be coming this month.
Yeah, and I'll
Please
definitely
and
be
thank
showing up
you.
to help with events and, be a body like I have been. And I'm like, I can be at a place and help out from there or whatever.
Yeah, and the transition of
Yeah.
whatever communications, but
I may not make it to
when we
meetings
do
as
our
much, but I'll show
annual
up.
planning next year, let's try to set y'all up for some good success for how to hold that through till everyone else gets active, so. Okay, taking us all the way back, you wanna be secretary, let me know. Okay, all right, so approval of the March meeting minutes, I know it's been a while, I did, attach them again, I don't know if there were any questions. Just to quickly refresh, we just talked about basic business, we did vote in our budget at that time for all of our different events, I didn't copy them since I put them in the.
You're good.
Sorry. But I don't know if we wanna make a motion to approve those minutes, or if you need to review, okay, I do have a copy, if you wanna look at them.
Second.
Yeah.
Approve, seconded, fantastic.
All in favor? Any against?
Oh,
Good.
in favor. Okay, all right, perfect. So the ledger, I did not request any new budget updates because we've not had any expenditures since the last time we were together, other than today I ordered, we got buttons and stickers, so some of what you shared, some of what you shared, so we have yoga under the trees, healthy, yoga under the trees, healthy lives, let's plant trees, so I did 2 buttons and the rest in stickers, and so, there were some changes to the local business here, we could not afford that unfortunately. We had to go elsewhere, but they are on order. They'll be here by the 14th in time for May's Yoga Under the Tree. I'm hopeful they'll make it by Master Gardener sale, but not sure. If they do, we'll take a few of those with us.
Question about that.
Yes.
How many stickers, how many buttons, what size of buttons?
2 inches and
Okay.
1.25, 2.25, 1.25.
Okay.
And I do
Wait, was
have-
that 2 inches for the buttons or for the stickers? Or-
Hold on, just a second. I'm gonna try to be completely honest.
In future times, if we wanna make buttons, I have access to a professional grade button maker.
No, you do.
And so we can, in lieu of buying finished buttons, just buy button
The
bits.
supplies. Yes.
And then pay for the printing on just regular printer paper, and then I'd punch them.
So we got collectively 500, so I got 200 buttons, they're 2.25 inches, 100 of each. The Conway board since 2006 and Healthy Tree, Healthy Lives. And then I've got, oh, that's not true, I did 51.5 inch of the Let's Plant Trees. So we got 250 buttons and then 250 stickers.
Nice.
And we got all that for $318.
Nice.
And a free mule sauce, if anybody wants hot sauce, I don't know what that's all about, but there you go.
It's delicious.
I was
Is it-
gonna say,
Oh,
well-
yeah, from Sticker Mule? Yeah.
if no one else claims it, I will shamelessly call dibs.
How much did you say we spent? After I said.
That was $318.
Thank you.
So just to let y'all know, we had budgeted in $250 for marketing, $250 for the spring tree giveaway, and $1,000 for M&O. Between the 211 and the 318, I think we're like $30 over marketing costs, so it dipped a little into M&O.
Yeah.
Just being fully transparent. There we go.
Those are bigger buttons than the button press, and so
And then
That's
all
awesome.
different kinds, so we can, yeah, we just didn't, didn't have
Do
a
we
ton
need
of.
to like
ton.
officially approve moving funds from M&O to advertising, or does it really matter?
Motion to
Because I think we
approve.
had considered some print cost in that too, but that's
Yeah,
up to
true.
y'all if y'all would like to.
Yeah,
vote
let's
to move
just
the
approve
funds.
the movement of the funds from M&O to advertising. You motion to approve. I'll second it.
sounds great.
Any
You wanna
opposed?
make a move? No?
Cool.
Okay, perfect, thank you
Coolio.
for that. Parliamentary advice there, sir. Okay, Josh, approved to
Which
move,
reminds
and I'll get the exact
sent
totals of like
me
29 and
a-
some change.
Yeah.
Canva invite forever ago.
Okay.
By the time I saw the email and opened
Let it
it,
in.
fast.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
had expired.
Okay.
When you get a chance, if you could send me a new invite, that would be fantastic.
What, Canva?
Yep.
It's gonna go to tree board. Can you approve it? Cause me and Lauren were having problems, cause it goes to
Yeah,
tree board, but she couldn't do it and I couldn't do it, so I'm not sure who can do it.
Don't know. I don't even know if I could sign in on my phone. I just do everything on a computer when it comes to that.
Yeah, like I said, it does not have to be
I
right
can get
now.
it in the morning.
It was
I'll send
just,
myself an email real quick.
I just remembered it.
Any updates with budget funding approvals? I've not watched any city council meetings. Okay.
No, I've got what you sent over. I haven't made my way all the way through it yet, but I'm gonna meet with Felicia and Robbie and whoever else and see what we can do.
Okay. So, and he's talking about the Davies Group consultant, the proposal that I sent to y'all, which I did have two, and I got another one right before I came. So Planet Geo and the Davies Research Group got proposals from both of them. Of course, we know we do have to look at funding. There's a lot of no matches that are out there, easy way to get matching funding. The price, there's a lot of price variability between the two groups. I don't have experience with either of them. I don't know if anyone else does. And I'm not sure, like, what are the actual steps when we're at an amount like this? Is that like a request for quotes or a proposal?
Yeah,
Like,
we'll have
would
to put
it
an
go to a
RFQ
bigger
out
RFQ?
and do all
Okay.
of that, so
Okay.
I'll talk with them upstairs though and see what we need to do there.
Okay, and then I know there's different options, but you know, our priority is obviously land coverage usage. That inventory tree by tree would not be our number one pick, obviously. That's like $6 a tree.
Yeah, I was gonna say
We're
that.
not there
Up to
yet.
15,000.
We're not there yet.
Trees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And those are some things, so, you know, what is like our key information that we have to have? That's what we go after. Other things we can fill in with community networking, volunteering, things like that, so.
Well, with the Davies Group proposal, and I don't know if Planet Geo would have similar. One of the line items was a year subscription to Tree Keeper, which, if we had a year subscription to Tree Keeper, we could utilize some of the environmental science students or geography students or capstone courses and kind of formulate it in, you know, if we do this now, we could, you know, have them work on it in fall and in spring and have those students help populate a lot of that tree by tree information. And then we would retain that data, and it's an easy way to help put it into the database.
Yeah.
I had never heard of Tree Keeper. It was
Tree
really
plotter,
neat.
Tree keeper, there's
Yeah.
all kinds of new inventory, which would be wonderful, especially eventually you can get residents to go in and input information too, right? So you're getting public and private property, which would be nice, yeah. But some more to come on that, but did make a little bit of progress on that, since we met together. Sorry, I feel like we are jumping all around. But that's okay, because we just need to roll through. So spring tree giveaway, great success, 935 trees, 293 residents. We'll consider that a win. That was great.
I think we had more than that, but
That was the official track tonight. We know there were more than that.
okay.
So I was like,
I'm pretty
actual
sure I had
hash
at least
marks?
300 on my hash marks.
Trees and people were flying
Oh,
through.
yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah, so it was another great turnout for that. So thank y'all for that. We did a lot of cancellations, obviously. April 25th, there was not a lot going on but rain. So we do have a rescheduled meeting on May 17th from 2 to 3 for anyone who can and wants to attend. That meeting would be with Interfaith Power and Light, the McGee Center folks, the director, Brian, or supervisor that's there now, and then also Mary, who oversees the garden. So we'll have conversations about placement and how we want to utilize that grant
What time is that?
from 2 to 3 o'clock on May 17th.
Okay, I should be able to make that.
3B on the itinerary.
Oh, yes.
Oh, it even says it right there. Yep, there it is.
I got you.
I'm just trying to write everything down.
April 25th, yoga under the trees again was canceled, so I've tried to quickly pull back together. So I know initially we said, maybe we won't do art walk. That might not be the best fit. However, now we're like, oh, maybe art walk.
Maybe we can.
Maybe art walk would be a good fit. So it is all about arts and motions. There's going to be, they're going to have lots of sensory arts, of course, music and movement. There are already 2 yoga events happening at Art Walk right downtown. Well, they're trying to do a mix of exhibition and interaction, right? So Johanna from Go Inside is going to be doing a more exhibition like flow, a choreographed something that'll be downtown, and then they're doing a kids yoga with animals. I believe Allison Hart is going to be teaching that, and that's right downtown on Markham on the concrete. They're going to get something that is not for us. However, we did talk about, I asked for Simon Park and MLK Park. Simon is spoken for. MLK Park right now is not reserved for any use. The request would be that we wrap up by 6:20. So if, let's say for instance, we could start at 5:30 and just run it like for 45 minutes. MLK is a little bit distant than we would want, but I have some ideas about how we could possibly leverage some drums or crystal bowls to get music and movement down there. If we can all talk about that in a second and agree on a little bit more funds. It's really just moving the funds and not, anyway, I'll pause on that for a minute. But the thought would be that we could have yoga at MLK Park. If we wrap by 6:20, then any adults who wanted to participate with us could then get their kids down to do the animal yoga at 6:30.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
don't know about your thoughts on that. I've already confirmed the yogi is available. The park is currently available with the caveat to if it is wet, it will be flooded because that's what it's there for. So, we would either have to go up on high ground in the walkways on that little deck patio area or just say no. I mean, if it's raining, we won't do it. But if it's just too wet, we would need a backup location. But at least we would be in a more natural environment and under trees, which feels more right to me. How do y'all feel about that?
Sounds great.
We move
Like
it? We good? Okay.
Yeah.
So I do think that I could swing for our yogi because he also is the one who does drumming and crystal bowls. He can't obviously do all three at the same time. But if we could fund probably another person since we didn't do April. And then also, I'm going to jump ahead. May 23rd is yoga at Cadron. I sent you info.
Yes.
We'll get that posted for us. That's with Johanna Epps. But if we bumped ahead, we had already talked about having a June 20th yoga in Gatling Park. I cannot attend or lead that one, so before I confirm and do everything concrete, I know Krista's also not here today. She's in France. Let us all just enjoy that for her for a second. She will be back, so I can't commit to her, but if there's no one else to oversee yoga on June 20th, then we'll either need to reschedule or cancel that because we now will be out of state on that. So, my thoughts were we cancel the later June, we combine our dollars and we just throw money and yogi to yoga.
Honestly, by
At
June it's going to
artwork.
be getting hot, like really, really
I
hot.
think that's what we found when we went later in June. However, we want to try their parks. I'm not trying to change the whole program. It's just I did not anticipate being out of town on the 20th when we first discussed that.
Can we review when Art Walk is, when,
Yes.
so
So
when these different yoga events are
June
happening?
7th is Art Walk. It's the first Friday in June. So we would have May 23rd, which I will be there and do that. June 7th, I can also commit to that one. Which doesn't take much. We really just kick it off and start and stay there and answer, any questions or anything like that. It's pretty much self-led otherwise. But then the other one would be June 20th if we were going to continue on or schedule or whatever.
Where
Thoughts?
is May 23rd?
Cadron Settlement, and that is amazing.
And
That was a
then-
big
It
one
is so
last
much fun.
Yeah, where is the
year.
proposed, okay.
So June 20th was is Gatling Park.
What, 2 to 3 p.m.? Oh, no, that's something else. What time would it be?
Which
Art
one, June
Walk.
20th?
Yeah.
Would be 6 p.m. And Art Walk, we want to start at 5:30 just to give enough time to get everybody down.
Tell me what to do, and I can show up for the Gatling Park one if we want to keep that. I just don't need to know what I need to do.
Yeah, basically, I just do a quick intro, thank you. Yeah, we can do that. It's easy.
On the one hand, yeah, I definitely want to keep June 20th.
Yep.
On the other hand, it's hot. If we've got, an opportunity to give more funding to the yogi on the 7th for Art Walk and have like the yogi and an assistant doing noises as well, fantastic sounds.
Yeah.
I also just don't want to cancel last minute on the yogi on June 20th and leave them high and dry.
Right, okay. So good, then we will go on and confirm and I'll put that on my schedule. Okay.
I'm sorry, and you told me to say it again. What time is the June 20th
June
one?
20th would be at 6 p.m.
That's what I thought you said. I just wanted to double check.
Yeah, I'm just trying to let people get enough time to get from work and.
And so the proposed 7th would be the same yogi that was scheduled on the 25th.
True, Alessandra.
Okay.
Yeah. And so do we want to consider putting more funds to pay for some music to go along with that, or just do yoga, which I'm totally fine with? That would be another $100 to clarify, sorry. Put an amount to an hour.
So it's $100.
And that would be at the June 7th one?
Yeah.
I'd rather do the music if we're
Yeah,
gonna
I
be a
think
part of the
so.
art walk. If we're gonna be in the event, might as well make it an event.
Well, and we're a little further down, so I'm thinking if we can drum up some attention down there. But they also
Yeah.
have a drum circle further down, so we wanna make sure that we're done and wrapped up and sending it all down out
Yes.
our walk, cause they pay for their drummers too.
Yeah, I'm up for canceling Gatling Park and going with musician at this one.
Well, I thought we wanted to do we wanna keep it,
I was saying.
keep and add?
I pros and cons either way.
Yeah.
I definitely think I would prefer
Keep the
to be
series.
able to have more funding for artwork, walk, MLK, yoga event. If we have the room in the budget to
Yeah, room.
pay for both
We
an
do.
additional person on at MLK Park and then still facilitate the 20th, and we have people to do it, that'd be great.
We have $1,948 unencumbered.
Oh, I think we're good. Okay, cool.
We
Let's
have the
do
money.
both.
Let's do that.
I do it.
Yeah.
Let's
do
do all
let's
the
do all three.
things.
Okay.
So somebody wanna make a motion to
Motion to do all the things.
I'll second.
maintain the
Fantastic.
20th at 100 for entertainment to go with yoga? I will confirm all of that. Sam and Scott.
And I'll be at the
So
Gatling
do we
Park
need to vote?
event. Would you say all in
Oh, I'm
favor,
sorry.
any
All in
opposed?
favor, any opposed? All in favor? Any
Yay!
opposed? No, okay,
I think that's it for that.
cool, thank y'all. Okay,
That way we still have something just in case it does flood.
yes. Well, I just hate, we've had kind of a sequence, so I hate to get away from that. Okay, felt like I canceled a lot last week. All right, so any other city staff updates for us, sir?
No, ma'am.
Okay, all right.
Any other? Did I miss the original?
Well,
city
we
stuff?
kind of dipped into the Davies Consulting Group
Oh,
conversation.
okay, gotcha,
So
gotcha,
he will be
gotcha.
getting with the city folks too then.
He is
get
the
back
city
with
staff,
us.
that's what,
Or FQ or whatever.
whenever she says city staff updates, she means Ryan updates.
Yeah.
City, and then also Kristen
other?
Normally, which her
The
updates are about
original ones.
ordinances, and we kind of got that from Harold.
Yeah.
So those have been the other two areas of emphasis, so. All right, let's see, so we did attend our UCA Environmental Science Practicum.
It
Thank
was
y'all
so
for committing the
good.
time. Hey, Anne walked out
Very
just in
detailed.
time for their presentation and came right back after all that time. I hated it. It was detailed, right? So any thoughts or?
I thought it was good. I mean,
So proud.
So they did stream bank assessments for us. I did attach the poster for y'all. They did look into that. They would love to have some ongoing research, but no surprises, riparian buffers would be helpful. It's a matter of what and how. No surprise. But definitely Tucker Creek McGee Center, they really kind of stuck to that area. And then the other was Stone Dam Creek.
Yeah,
There were a
so
couple of
they took 4 creeks within City of Conway, Little Creek, Creek by McGee Center, Stone Dam Creek, and Tucker Creek, and did stream bank analysis for erosion potential at those 4 creeks, multiple points along the creek to assess which was of the greatest need for planting and which would benefit the most by having trees to vegetate the stream banks. And did a lot of really impressive both biological analyses in the field, but then also statistical analysis to assess where the greatest need lies. And so then they presented their findings, gave us their data as well. And they did fantastic, absolutely wonderful job.
No surprises to you though, I'm sure, Ryan, right? Everybody already knows, that's what.
Yeah.
There's no That was great.
Use the eyeball test. You're like,
Yeah.
You can see where all of the stream banks have
oh yeah.
Yeah.
eroded.
Ultimately, it was Tucker Creek, and the McGee Center site had the lowest health and greatest need.
Agreed.
Absolutely.
Just even though we're not on the banks, at least we're on the property to try to influence some of that as it
So-
goes down.
Out of curiosity, with all the new trail construction going on, is that something the city's thinking about when they build the new trails? They're gonna plant lots of trees or replace trees that they take out. Okay, cool.
And hopefully not Bradford pears.
Yeah, and not Bradford pears, right? Yeah.
Thank
you.
Yes, yeah, that's for future conversation.
It's always great when the science matches our eyeballs of like, ah.
That doesn't look right. All right, so next up we have the Master Gardener Sale this weekend on the 11th. Josh and I will be attending that. I'll be setting up on the tent. Just to let y'all know quickly, what we'll be giving out there, of course, is just Arbor Day materials, just the bulletin handout, tree information. Also, our city tree recommendation list. And I didn't know, Ryan, if it's okay, I just snipped the front cover and the 2 pages. Is it okay if I print those and take that? It's just straight out of the design book.
Yeah.
It's just the front, the back, and then those 2 pages. So just so y'all know, our design standards and pattern book through city planning, they do have a recommended tree list. These are recommendations, not requirements. This is also saved in our Google Drive now. I snipped it out, so that's there, but we'll print that just in case people want to have that.
Where's that gonna be at?
It's at the Expo Center. Josh, if you've never been, bring a wagon. There's thousands of people.
Yeah.
It's a very exciting event. I was like, I don't know how much attention we're really gonna get, so we're just gonna have a little bit of eye candy, a few giveaways, be available for questions.
Is it really a big turnout?
Oh, it's
Oh
huge.
my gosh.
Plant sale?
Yeah.
I went.
Thousands-
I
literally
waited a couple
thousands of
hours,
people.
and all the stuff I wanted was gone by the time I got
Yeah,
there.
don't go late. Yeah.
Okay, we'll check it out.
And it's a lot of fun. It's really cool. And our master gardeners work very, very, very hard to fill up that entire expo center full of plants. So it's just amazing.
And they do.
I
They
appreciate
do.
the.
Yeah.
I'm happy to see Sweekum on the list.
So we'll be there. We'll just do that, and just wanted to make sure it's okay, even though we won't tell people to apply right now, but talk about positions or opportunities with us. That's why I wanted to nail down some dates. So I'll have that printout that has our board mission, and on the back our calendar, the ways to get involved, that kind of stuff. So that's all we'll have there. Let's see. Other than that, I really don't have more information unless anyone else has input, information, or questions.
I'm very thankful that Krista is able to fill in for me for the morning Rotary Club.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I really wanted to do that.
Yeah.
And it's just my travel schedule is crazy right now.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
if they ask again, I'd love to do it
Yeah.
the next time.
definitely. And so we will have y'all be speaking at that event. So Krista is, again, we had to reschedule. I think that's June 4th, or maybe
Right.
June 7th. Krista will be speaking at that. Actually, I do need to ask for some more money. For printing, because we just talked about needing, I do have most of the bulletins and things that we need. There will be some print expenses. I think last time when we did it, it was about $70. So if I could get about $100 approved to finish out the printing for Master Gardener Sale. And any signage we might need for Art Walk, just a sandwich board printout sign, probably to show people we're down there, because everything else is illegal. You catch that. Like, you don't know
I
how
just
much
heard
I want a
$100.
flag. I'm like,
Like,
everybody's got flags. But anyway, so for additional printouts for Art Walk and to finish up Master Gardener Sale, I believe we will need about another $100 to cover us. If I could request those funds.
Motion.
Seconded.
Motion. Thank you, Logan. Thank you.
Any opposed?
No.
Ooh, do we want to have any buttons made for the art walk, MLK, yoga event, or for Master Gardeners?
Well, if they make it in time for Master Gardeners, we'll take a few, but really there are thousands of people there, so we cannot afford to
Heard,
give
yep.
merchandise away to everybody. But maybe it's like the first 100 or 200, and then I figured we would assess. There's enough. I'm gonna save enough for yoga
Okay.
to cover those, so we're good.
Okay.
In terms of yoga.
Well, I was thinking additional buttons that
Specific to
like
our
I
one?
can make, but we would need to pay for button bits and print expense.
I've just ordered them all. I mean, like I just ordered them all. So I don't think we need that right now. Maybe next meeting or into fall.
Okay,
Yeah.
yes.
Cause I just did, there's like 3 yoga designs, there's 150 of those, and we really only pull about 30 people per class. And so the additional ones were given away at Arbor Day, just because people were there and took them.
Mhm.
So, I don't know.
I wasn't sure demand versus supply, so
Yeah,
sounds like we're good.
More than
Sounds
enough.
good.
And the Master Gardener, so like I said, if they come in time, we'll take a few, but I did not intend to give lots of giveaways just because
Yeah,
that is
no,
not
that makes
within the
sense.
budget. Or the intent of why people are there. I think they'd rather have information,
Yeah,
yeah.
especially information.
But as
like
we go
the
to
trees.
fall, yes, so in August, ask me that
Yes.
question again, cause
Okay.
yes, will probably be the answer.
Cause then if you wanna do any kind of special buttons just for Arbor Day or something.
Arbor Day, we could do all kinds of fun stuff,
Yeah,
right? We can
fun.
keep our costs low and we could mix it up a lot. So I think that's a great idea. Let's see, speaking of that, okay, so our next board meeting will be August 5th and it is Game On Arbor Day at that point. Also, I'm not greatly concerned, but we may have to call some kind of committee meeting before then, because we do have to order our trees from the Conservation District like in July.
Okay.
But again, that wouldn't be anything that would require attendance or, from everyone. We'll send out a notice and everything, so I'm a little, we might have to have something in, late June or July just to satisfy that. Let's see, we did have a group volunteer, so we're already taking care of our volunteer planters in the fall when we do our fruit trees. So that is not a concern.
Who volunteered?
It's Chi, if we look on the, let me see, it's Chi Eta Omega, chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority. We met them at the tree giveaway. Someone,
Phenomenal.
she reached out and
I
said we
did
would love
talk
to
to
do
her,
that,
and then
so-
I never checked the email, so I'm glad
Right.
y'all picked up the ball that I
Yep.
dropped.
So we already have some folks who are really interested in doing that, and that'll satisfy
Perfect.
what they need to do for the year too, so. Other than that, I think we're good to go.
Motion to approve.
I can't
Seems too
think of
easy.
anything else to
Anything else
add.
coming up?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn,
Second.
motion to eat some peanut butter and chocolate.
Oh, it's delicious, you should have some.
That's good.
Motion to adjourn, Josh,
Somebody seconded it.
This is a second.
Logan, oh,
And
Skylar.
Any opposed?
Come
Yep,
on.
nope, we're good.
Alright, thank y'all.
Done.